Very good afternoon to everyone. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Bowing my head to my gurus. Today again I am starting my topic Darshana. So last week we completed the introduction of the Darshanas and also we completed the Sankhya Darshana and Yoga Darshana. Hope there will be no doubts in Sankhya and Yoga, because till now I didn't got any comments on the comment box. So today I am going to continue the next Darshana, that is Nyaya Darshana. So as we all know that Darshana is classified into Astika Darshana and Nastika Darshana. Under Astika Darshana, 6 Darshanas comes: Sankhya, Yoga, Nyaya, Vaisheshika, Mimamsa and Vedanta Darshana. So these two are called as Yugma Darshana, as similar theories we are seeing in the both the Darshana. That's why these Sankhya and Yoga are called as similar. Like Sankhya is a theoretical part, means Yoga is the practical approach, like that. So both having the similar thoughts about the Srishti Utpatti Krama, about Moksha Prapti, everything will get the similarities. So even in the same way, in Nyaya and Vaisheshika, if we closely go through it, the same there also we are getting the so many theories. Like in Srishti Utpatti Krama, how Vaisheshika Darshana explained, it is from the Paramanuvada. So all the Sukshma Paramanus when combined, then Srishti Utpatti has taken place. That time it is Srishti Utpatti taken place because of the Paramanu combinations. So the same theory also accepted in Nyaya Darshana. So most of the things same in the both Nyaya and Vaisheshika. That's why these two are also called as Yugma Darshanas. So before we start Nyaya Darshana, we should know what do you mean by Nyaya. Commonly also will know this is Nyaya means this is a ethics, logic. So which we have to give a complete Nyaya to the anything which you are taken to prove something with proper in all angles, visualizing it, and then only we are going to conclude, give a proper Nyaya to Nyaya odagisudu. So like that common thing it will come in our mind. Nyaya means. So the here Nyaya Darshana, this is also like other Darshana, it is origin to get the main aim of the Purushartha, that is Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, Artha. So why these Srishti Utpatti has taken place, the Sthiti, Srishti, Sthiti, Laya. To understand these three concepts, this science also emerged, that Nyaya Darshana. So synonyms of this Nyaya Darshanas, you can also it is called as Hetu Shastra or Hetu Vidya, Pramana Shastra, or Tattva Shastra, also it is called as, and Anvikshiki word, Vikshana, so in search of. So such the Nyaya Darshana emerged to search the so many questions arised in the human being. So that time it emerged. So in Anvikshana of the Satya Jnana, so visualize the truth of the realization of the life. For that the Anveshana they started. So that's why this is also called as Anvikshaki. And also it is called as Akshapada Darshana, because Akshapada is the one more name of the Gautama, because Nyaya Darshana's propounder is Gautama Maharshi. So Akshapada Darshana also is one more synonym for Nyaya Darshana. This is also called as Vada Vidya or Tarka Vidya, because here they used to prove there is with the proper Khandana and Mandana. So which are the theories they explained by the other Darshanas, they have explained. So if they are correct, then they accepted the proven theories. But if it is wrong, they started disagreeing it, disproving the theories. So because of that Vada Vivada, this is also named as Vada Vidya or Tarka Vidya, analyzing. They started analyzing the things, whether it is correct or not, like that they started. That's why it is also named as the Tarka Vidya. So these all are the synonyms, like a Hetu Shastra or Hetu Vidya, Pramana Shastra, Tattva Shastra, Anvikshaki, Akshapada Darshana, then Vada Vidya and Tarka Vidya. These all are the synonyms of Nyaya Darshanas. So mainly the subject matter of Nyaya Darshana is Nyaya Pratipadana, the giving a proper Nyaya to each and everything in the universe. The word Nyaya derived from the word Dhatu Ni. Niyate anena iti nyayam. Niyate anena iti nyayam. So ni dhatu, it means to go in search of knowledge. Search in that way, the nyaya word it derived from the niyate. So ni dhatu, to means to go. So in Vatsyayana Nyaya Bhashya Tika, if you see about the explanation about the Nyaya, they explained Pramaner Artha Parikshanam Nyayaha. So Nyaya definition they gave as a Pramaner Artha Parikshanam. So Artha, the subject, the which we want to know about the things. So about that proper pariksha with the help of pramanas, with the proper tools, using the proper tools, understanding the real truth of that particular things, what you want to search. Such things, that's why this is Nyaya, is mainly for the giving the truth, realization with the proper proving the theories by the help of pramanas. So they gave more importance to the pramanas, the instruments or the tools. So in Vatsyayana Bhashya, you will get the definition like Pramana Artha Parikshanam Nyaya. So examining everything. Then also one more important that Kautilya Artha Shastra is very famous Artha Shastra, no? So there also you will get the importance of this Nyaya Shastra. This Nyaya Darshana is said as the base for the all the dharmas, what all the dharmas present all over the universe. This is the base for all dharmas. For that they gave a very beautiful shloka, that is Pradipaha Sarva Shastranam Upayaha Sarva Karmanam Ashrayaha Sarva Dharmanam Shashwadam Anvikshaki Mata. So Kautilya also said that the Nyaya Darshana is the Shashwata. It is so Nyaya Darshana is completely everywhere present. How it is helpful? Pradipaha Sarva Shastrajnaha. So all the signs which are present in the universe, it is the Pradipakaraka, means it will enlighten the all the Shastra. It helps in understanding the all the Shastra with the help of Nyaya Darshana tools, what they have explained, the Tattvas explained by the Nyaya Darshana. These are very much helpful in understanding the other Shastras also. Say Pradipaha Sarva Shastrajnaha Upayaha Sarva Karmanam. So this is the upaya, this is a plan, this is the helpful for the understanding and in the understanding the all the karmas, the practical applications, all the karmas what we are doing, activities. It is very much helpful in doing all those things. That's why upaya sarva karmanam, ashraya sarva dharmanam. This is the ashraya for the all the dharmas. So what all the things explained in the Nyaya Darshana are very much helpful in all way. That's why it will be always Shashwata. Till the universe is there, it will be Shashwata. Anvikshaki, this is synonym of Nyaya Darshana. No? That's why they named as Shashwata Anvikshaki Mata. This is the beautiful shloka explain will get in the Kautilya Artha Shastra. So after knowing the its introduction about the Nyaya Darshana, so we'll come to the point that who propounded the Pravartaka of the Nyaya Darshana. So Maharshi Gautama, he is considered as the one of the propounder of the Nyaya Darshana. So the Nyaya Darshana's propounder is Gautama Maharshi, and also he usually there will be not getting there will be no trace of the Nyaya Darshana in which era it is. The proper timing we won't get, but in I usually refer the Bharatiya Darshana written by the Acharya Baldev Upadhyaya. There will get the reference that it is from the 500th century. The Gautama Maharshi was there in the 5th century. Then that time this Nyaya Darshana emerged. So Nyaya Darshana is we can be classified. We can study is under two that theories. That is one is Prachina Nyaya and Navya Nyaya. There will be slight difference of opinion in the next emerged Nyaya. Till 10th century, it was Prachina Nyaya from 500 BC to 10th century AD. From 13th century AD, Navya Nyayakaras, they emerged. They started telling the different things about the Nyayas. But both the aim is same only, that Moksha Prapti is the ultimate aim of this Nyaya Darshana. So Gautama Maharshi, he is also known as the Akshapada. His timing is 500 BC, 5th century. He is from the Mithila Nagara. So Nyaya Sutra is his famous Grantha. He wrote that Nyaya Sutra Grantha. It is having a 5 adhyayas and in detail explanation about the 16 padarthas. These are the main padarthas are the tattvas explained by the Nyaya Darshana. The 16 padarthas are explained by the Nyaya Darshana. So this in Nyaya Sutra written by the Gautama Maharshi include 5 chapters and explain in detail explanation about the 16 padarthas in it. So and who all are the other acharyas comes under this Nyaya Darshana? The important acharyas. Vatsyayana, he is from the 100 BC. So he wrote a Nyaya Bhashya on Nyaya Sutra. Udyotakara, he is from 6th century AD. He wrote a Nyaya Vartika. Grantha name is Nyaya Vartika. Vachaspati Mishra, he is also very much famous in Nyaya Darshana. He is from a 9th century AD and he is said as a Tatparya Acharya because his famous book, the Tika he wrote on a Nyaya Vartika is Tatparya Tika. He not left any darshanas. He studied all the darshanas except Vaisheshika Darshana. He wrote Tika on all the 5 darshanas. That's why he got a name as a Tatparya Acharya. So Vachaspati Mishra is a very famous Acharya of the Nyaya Darshana. So next one more Acharya, famous Acharya comes Jayanta Bhatta. So he is from 9th century. He wrote a Nyaya Manjari book. And Bas Sarvadna, one more Acharya from same 9th century only. He wrote Nyaya Sara. Udayanacharya, he is also very famous in Nyaya Darshana. So he is from 10th century. He wrote Tatparya Parishuddhi, Atma Tatma Viveka, Nyaya Kusumanjali. These 3 are the very important granthas written by the Udayanacharya. So Gangesha is the mainly propounder of Navya Nyayakara. From Gangesha, 13th century, Navya Nyaya emerged. Till Udayanacharya, they comes under Prachina Nyaya. They all accepted what all the Gautama Maharshi explained, and also they preached the theories of that explained by the Gautama Maharshi only. From Gangesha, so from Acharya Gangesha, the 13th century, the Navya Nyayakara emerged. So he wrote a Tattva Chintamani. This is the here they gave the Pramana importance. Navya Nyayakaras gave Pramana importance, whether how the Prachina or gave the Padartha importance. That's why 16 Padarthas they mainly gave importance and explained about the 16 Padarthas. Here Gangesha Navya Nyayakaras explained about the and gave importance to the Pramanas there. And after Gangesha, the Navya Nyayakara, one more Acharya comes in Jayadeva. So Jayadeva, he also from the 13th century. He wrote a Aloka. The Grantha name is Aloka. It is a Tika on Tattva Chintamani written by the Gangesha. So and Gangesha's son also come under Navya Nyaya only. His name is Vardhamana Upadhyaya. He wrote the book name is Prakasha. Prakasha is the Tika name. He wrote this Prakasha Tika on all the 3 books, that is Tattva Chintamani, Nyaya Kusumanjali and Nyaya Lilavati. So on the all the 3 granthas he wrote a Tika in the name of Prakasha. So these are the famous Acharyas comes under Nyaya Darshanas. And here 16th and 17th century era is considered as the Suvarna Yuga of Nyaya Darshana. In that era, it was very famous and very much applicable, accepted by all the people who were present over there. So it is considered as the Suvarna Yuga, 16th and 17th century. And next, after understanding the Acharyas, famous Acharyas of the Nyaya Darshana, will come to the main subject matter. What are the preaches by the Nyaya Darshana? So already in the first session we learned that is we have to understand the Darshana in 3 categories, that is Tattva Mimamsa, Pramana Mimamsa or Jnana. Pramana and Jnana Mimamsa both are same. Tattva Mimamsa, Pramana Mimamsa and Achara Mimamsa or Kartavya Mimamsa or Mulya Mimamsa. These all are the parts. So 3 categories you have to remember is Tattva Mimamsa, Pramana Mimamsa and Mulya Mimamsa. So Tattva Mimamsa is explaining the Tattvas which are essential to know the Srishti Utpatti Krama and our aim, how to fulfill, why we are here, to understand that what all the Tattvas they explain. No? Those all categories, the Ishvara Tattva including any Vada Margas to postulate their theories, those all comes under Tattva Mimamsa. So next comes the Pramana Mimamsa, that is Jnana Mimamsa. With the help of Pramanas you are getting the Jnana, no? The knowledge what you are gaining. That's why it is named as Jnana Mimamsa or Pramana. With the help of tools you are understanding them. Those Pramana Mimamsa explains about the Pramanas, with the help of which Pramanas you are postulating your Tattvas. So all those categories comes under Pramana. Last one, Mulya Mimamsa or Achara Mimamsa or Kartavya Mimamsa. So ultimate aim of human being is Moksha Prapti. So all the Moksha Prapti, what all the everything comes under that Mulya Mimamsa. So in 3 category we are studying the every darshanas. So here in Tattva Darshana of Nyaya, what are the things they have explained? Already first point I told, no, that is 16 padarthas are the main basic concepts explained by the Prachina Nyayakaras. So these are the important, the 16 padarthas are the main important tattvas explained by the Nyaya Darshana under Tattva Mimamsa category. So Tattva Mimamsas explained the 16 padarthas. What are the 16 padarthas then? Pramana, Prameya, Samshaya, Prayojana, Drishtanta, Siddhanta, Avayava, Tarka, Nirnaya, Vada, Jalpa, Vittanda, Hetvabhasa, Chala, Jati, Nigrahasthana. So these are the 16 padarthas. Padarthas are the nothing but the things which are knowable things. Jneyatva, Videyatva, which is existing one, Astitva. So all the three which all are having these three characters are considered as the padarthas. Padasya padayo padana mataha padarthaha. So to understand the things which will give some meaning, which is we can have a nomenclature, we can able to name them existence, then only we can call it as a padarthas, no? So 16 padarthas. By understanding these 16 padarthas, one can get the achieve their goal. That's why the 16 tattvas, the 16 padarthas are the first explained by the Nyaya Darshanakaras. So these 16 pramanas we all most in BMS when we start in Padartha Vijnana in second part, we definitely were giving importance to the pramanas. Pramanas are nothing but the pariksha we call in Ayurveda, because these are the tools. With the help of this only we are understanding the diseases and its drugs identification and preparation method, all those things. These are very essential tools for the chikitsa aspect. So because even in Vimanasthana, Charaka Vimanasthana, when you study though, that one important chapter only gave Trivida Roga Vishesha Vijnani Adhyaya in Vimanasthana, because Vishesha Vijnani, even though we take a help of Panchavaiva, that is with the help of Nidana Panchakas, we are diagnosing things. Also we have hetus which are everything we will study. Even though we understand the diseases with the help of these, to get the complete detail in-depth knowledge of the disease, we need the tools of these three pramanas. That's why they named it Vishesha Vijnaniya, Trivida Roga Visheshiya Vijnana. So Vishesha knowledge we will be getting with the help of pramanas only, that is Pratyaksha, Anumana and Aptopadesha. So there we in Ayurveda also we gave importance about the pramanas. So pramanas in Nyaya Darshana they accepted the 4 pramanas, that is Pratyaksha, Anumana, Aptopadesha and Upamana Pramana. So these 4 are also accepted by the Acharya Sushrita in first chapter Sutrasthana itself. So pramanas, in Pramana Mimamsa in detail I will go through this. So first padartha is pramana, 4 pramanas they explained. Then prameyas, 12 prameyas. What do you mean by prameya? The knowable things which we can understand, which is to be known. So those are called as prameyas. The 12 prameyas are Atma, Sharira, Indriya, Artha, Buddhi, Mana, Pravrutti, Dosha, Pretyabhava, Phala, Dukkha, Apavarga. So these all are the 12 prameyas. So Atma in Nyaya Darshana they said he is a Sakshi Bhuta, he is Bhogakaraka, he enjoys the karma phalas. So he is a Jnani, he want to know the some knowledge about the things. So he is considered as the Atma. This is the explained by the Nyaya Darshana. Sharira, so it is the Ashraya for the Atma. It is a Ayatana, it is Ashraya for the Atma, Sharira. Indriya, Indriyas are the tools to get the Atma, what all the things it want to know. When Atma desires, then only Indriya it connect with the Manas, Manas will connect with the Indriya, Indriya with its Artha, then only will get the knowledge. So this is the tool of the Atma, Indriyas. So Artha means the Vishaya, subjects, the Indriyas, what all the Vastu Samuha which we want to know about, that is Artha, Vishayas. Buddhi, it is a Bhoga Jnana. So Bhoga is the desire. We want to enjoy the phala, that is what by knowing the things we want to know about that book, or we want to know about that any categories, animal or any food which we want to know, all the things matter. By knowing this we will enjoy the stories, such things. Though Bhogatana, Buddhi is the knowledge. So it is gained by the help of the connection with the manas and indriya. Mana definitely by definition itself is a sukhadyupalabdhi sadhanam indriyam. With the help of manas only we are able to enjoy the sukha and dukkha. It is the sadhana for the sukha and dukkha. Pravrutti is the initiation, activity. So with the help of mana, sharira and like when it will start working. So when atma want to know the knowledge, so then it will start working, it will send signals to manas, then the manas, sharira and vachana, what we are talking, all the pravritti, what action we are starting, so that is called as pravritti. This is also one of the prameya. Then dosha means because of which only we are able to know the good and bad deeds. So the phala what we are enjoying, the either good phala or bad phala, shubha ashubha karma phala, what we are, because of this dosha only we are knowing these things. Pretya bhava means what? Pretya bhava is nothing but the punarjanma, because of our deeds only. It's all about our karma phala. Karma will never leave its address. We used to get in Instagram, in Facebook, in WhatsApp, always karma will never lose its address, like that. Everywhere nowadays most of the people are talking about karma only, because everyone is having a fear about the death. That's why all want to have a good and healthy life, that they want to do the shubha phala only. So that's why they used to send whenever they get affected with some person who they deeply believed, but they got hurted by that person. That time suddenly status will start. So karma will never leave. So they will enjoy they will karma. If I done some mistakes, karma will not leave me also. It will look after the person who hated me, who hurted me, like that. We will start thinking about this is all because of tamo avarana, raja avarana. So these are the karma phala, what we are doing because of the guna, doshas, the tamasika and rajasika gunas avarana on the manas. The pretya bhava punarjanma, because if karma phala is completely not enjoyed by the atma, then it will again take a rebirth. That's it, pretya bhava. Phala definitely that is shubha phala and ashubha phala. Dukkha, it is the ichha vigatakara bhava. So what are the desires we have? If we not get fulfilled by that desires, definitely will get hurt. That is dukkha. So because we are not able to enjoy what we wanted, that is the cause for all the miseries. That is called as dukkha. Apavarga is atyanta atyaika nivritti from the dukkhas. So that is moksha prapti. Apavarga is the synonym of moksha. So these all are the 12 prameyas explained by the Nyaya Darshanas. So under 16 padarthas we completed pramana and prameya. Then comes samshaya. Samshaya is doubt, means nishchayatmika jnana abhava. We are not able to conclude whether it is correct or not. So in Vadamarga, if you study that, there you will get to know the with example they gave that. So the same patients with the same disease, two patients with the same disease, they come and you examine the things and give the same medicines, because both are showing the same result, the signs and symptoms and nidana sevan also almost same. That's why same treatment you have given, but one got relieved and one got not relieved, and his disease got aggravated and he died. So if such the same disease in the both person, but with the same treatment aspect, one got relieved, one not got relieved. Why it is? Then we'll get the confusion about the akala mrityu, all those things. So such doubts will come. So that time we won't able to understand the conclusion, proper conclusion. So that is called as samshaya. Then prayojana, without any usage we won't start any activity. Even in Ayurveda itself, the prayojana is the dhatu samya kriya chokta tantra shastra prayojanam. The tantra, Ayurveda shastra prayojana is dhatu samyata, that is chikitsa. The normalcy of the dhatus is called as the arogya. Arogya is the main aim of the Ayurveda. So sastasya sastra rakshanam, aturasya vikara prashanam. These two are the prayojana of Ayurveda. That's why we are want to study the without any prayojana, no person will start doing any activities. That's why prayojana is also very essential. This is the one important padartha. Drishtanta, examples. So it is the buddhi samyap, buddhi samyap, the mood also and vidusha also. Example should be quoted which can be understood by the non-medical persons also, like that. So drishtanta, with proper examples we can understand the things properly. Siddhanta, which is a very important chapter even in first BMS itself will study, even in second year Charaka also will study. Siddhanto nama sahaya parakshakaihi bahuvida parakshakaihi hetubhishcha sadayatva stapyate nirnaya, with a proper examining by many examiners. So in all angles will examine in a multicentric exam research also what we are doing, then only will come to the conclusion, the stapyate nirnaya, with proper hetu, with proper reasoning we are concluding the proving the theories. So Siddhanta is the proven theory with the help of pramanas, which is examined by the many examiners in many examination centers, like that theory. So Siddhanta, it is of four types, that is Sarvatantra, Pratitantra, Abhipagama and Adhikarana Siddhanta. So these all are almost you might have completed in the first paper Padartha Vijnana, so I won't go to detail. So Siddhanta is the postulated theory. So this is very important. This understanding the Siddhantas also we can get our goal, reach the goal. Tarka is analyzing. So when you come to know about any one tattva, you will start analyzing whether it is correct for me or not, like that. Analyzing capacity, that is tarka, logical thinking, the planning, tarka. Then nirnaya, that is conclusion. Then vada is debate. It is next padartha is jalpa and vittanda. Jalpa is the debate competition in which the person is first proving their theories, then start disproving his or her opponents. So here with proving our theories, disproving the others which they are telling. The debate competition always we want to win with the proper giving reasoning, proving. Jalpa is the vada where we are proving our theories first, then we are disproving the others. Next comes the vittanda. Here without proving our theories, we start only disproving the opponent person's theories. That is called as vittanda. Vittanda vada madbeda. Like that in usually in home children used to get scolded by the elders, no? Vittanda. So without any proving our theories, simply we are disproving the other person's theories. So that is called as vittanda. Hetvabhasa. So this is a very important concept, Hetvabhasa. Hetuvat abhasa, it looks like a hetu, but it is not exactly. This is like a maya, in ignorance it is like. So and chala, again it is of two types, vak chala and samanya chala. Chala usually by to win over we will take some chala words which can be disprove the other person's theories. So that is called as chala. So jati, it's a swabhava of that person. So then lastly nigrahasthana. Nigrahasthana means accepting the parajaya. So this is very important. These 16 padarthas, the tattva mimamsa of Nyaya Darshana will study all these 16 padarthas. So next tattva what we study in tattva mimamsa of Nyaya Darshana? So Srishti Utpatti Krama. Srishti Utpatti Krama, they accepted like the Vaisheshika Darshana only, like a Paramanuvada, the combination of the Paramanus like Dvanuka, Trasarenu, Chatusrenu, the combination. In detail this Srishti Utpatti will study in Vaisheshika Darshana. The same Srishti Utpatti Krama they accepted, but here they gave more importance to the one important tattva, that is Ishvara Tattva. The third one is Ishvara Tattva. So because this Srishti Utpatti is taken place with the help of Paramanu combination only, no doubt it is. But for combination of those anus, they may be in need of any energy, no? That energy is nothing but the Ishvara Tattva. So they gave importance to the Ishvara Tattva also. So that Ishvara Tattva, they said as the Ishvara Tattva is a supreme soul, he is a God, Ishvara. Without his entity, there will be no Srishti Utpatti only. Srishti, Sthiti, Laya, these three are controlled by Ishvara only. He is considered as the Maulika Tattva of the Nyaya Darshana. He is the supreme one, Ishvara Tattva. And he is a Nimitta Karana for the Srishti Utpatti Krama, and he is a Karma Phaladata, and he is the ruler. They consider as the Ishvara as the very supreme one, the Shrestha among all the Tattvas, what they have, the 16 Padarthas, the Prameyas, what all the Srishti Utpatti Krama they explained. Among them, Ishvara is the supreme one, he is the Shrestha. Without his intention, there will be nothing. So like everything in the universe, what it is present is Karya. So he, Ishvara himself is a Karana. Without his intention, nothing will origin. So Everything in the universe is Karya and Ishvara himself is a Karana for all the things. Here Karya Karana Siddhanta, you can utilize this also. So, and they said as the Adrushta is Jada, because Adrushta means Shubha Ashubha Kalma, because it's our Adrushta, your fate only. So we born in a rich family or we born in a very poor family. This is because of our previous life deeds. That's why we are enjoying the Shubha or Ashubha Karma Phala in this birth. So that is that Adrushta is Jada only because of when Ishvara desires, then only it will start acting. That's why he is considered as a Karma Phala Data, Ishvara. He does the accountancy of the good and bad deeds of the person, and he will make a person to rebirth, take a rebirth. So that's why they gave importance to the Ishvara, and they accepted the Veda Pramanikata. They said as the Vedas are written by the Ishvara himself. That's why no need of other pramanas. It is written by Ishvara. That is the only Veda Pramanikata. What Ishvara is telling, it is right only. He is the Apta. Like that they accepted. This is the Ishvara Tattva. One more important Tattva explained by the Nyaya Darshanakara. And one important Vada Marga like Karyakarana Siddhanta, what we study in Ayurveda, that is also same thing explained in the this Nyaya Darshana. So Karyakarana Siddhanta. Also Pitara Paka. So very important Vada explained by the Nyaya Darshana. Pitara Paka means it is a physical changes. Here there will be no destruction of the molecules will remain same, only gross changes, the physical changes you are seeing here, that is called as Pitara Paka. Like example they gave us the mango, ripening of a mango. Here there will be when mango is in apakva avastha, when there will be paka, means paka kriya, the pachana kriya will take place inside that mango. There will be no destruction of the mango there. So but only its color will change, either yellowish or orangish color will change, and sweetness from sour to sweetness changes. It is a physical changes. There will be no chemical changes there. So that's why this physical changes, that Pitara Paka, Pitara means matter, gross changes, is a very important theory explained by the Nyaya Darshana. So these Karyakarana Siddhanta, Pitara Paka Darshana, this Pitara Paka Vada are the very important things explained by the Nyaya Darshana. Then after understanding the Tattva Mimamsa of the Nyaya Darshana, we should move to the Pramana Mimamsa. So Pramana Mimamsa, here they accepted the 4 important Pramanas, because most of the Pramana explanation in what we are studying in the Ayurveda are same. The both are explained the same Pramanas. So here in Pramana Mimamsa or Jnana Mimamsa, Nyaya Darshana gave the definition of Prama, that is Yathartha Prama, Tat Sadhanam cha Pramana. Yathartha Anubhava, the as it is, the true knowledge, what we are getting is called as Prama. So the sadhana, the tools which we are using is called as Pramana. Yathartha Anubhava Prama, Tat Sadhanam cha Pramanam. So Udayanacharya gave the definition for this Prama and Pramana. Here Pramas are 4 types they explained: Pratyaksha, Anumiti, Upamiti and Shabda. So Apramas, they also explained the Aprama. Aprama is the false knowledge, Mithya Jnana. Yathartha Anubhava, Aprama. So those are studied under the heading of Samshaya, Viparaya and Tarka, because there will be Anishchayatmaka Jnana will be getting, Samshaya will be there. Viparaya, if we are telling something, again we are getting the other opposite meaning. So Viparaya will be there. So Tarka, analyzing. So these, with the help of Samshaya and Viparaya Tarka, we are getting the false knowledge. So if we understand these concepts, we will get the truth, realization of the actual aim of the life. So important 4 Pramanas they explained is Pratyaksha, Anumana, Upamana and Shabda. So these all we are studying under Pramana Mimamsa. So Pratyaksha Pramana, what do you mean by Pratyaksha Pramana? Indriyartha Sannikarsha Janya Jnanam Pratyaksham. With the coordination of the Indriya with its Artha, what knowledge we are getting is called as Pratyaksha Pramana, the direct perception. Sannikarsha means Sambandha. So when Atma will combine with Mana, Mana will combine with Indriya, Indriya with its Artha, then we will get the knowledge. So Pratyaksha Veda they classified as the Savikalpaka and Nirvikalpaka. Savikalpaka is Saprakaraka Jnana, Nirvikalpaka means in Savikalpaka with its Nama, Jati, Swabhava, Rupa, everything you will in detail explanation about the things you are getting in Savikalpaka. Nirvikalpaka means here you are not getting the detailed explanation about the things. If you are far away from the one place, the one thing, if you are almost 1 meter around, you are seeing that only four-legged animal is seeing. That is called as nirvikalpa. You are not able to differentiate whether it is a dog or a cow or any sheep, like that. You are not able to, because it is little far away, which you can't perceive properly. That comes under nirvikalpaka. Nishprakaraka means nama, jati, swarupa, rupa. This in detail explanation we won't get in the nirvikalpaka. Savikalpaka, there you will get all the detailed explanation, because it is nearer one and you are able to differentiate the things completely. You can understand the things. So they classified pratyaksha as savikalpaka and nirvikalpaka. So under savikalpaka again laukika pratyaksha and alaukika pratyaksha. So laukika is bahya and abhyantara. Bahya pratyaksha with the help of pancha jnanendriya, abhyantara pratyaksha with manas. Alaukika pratyaksha, again 3 categories they have made: jnana lakshana pratyasati and yogaja. On understanding this sannikarsha, so 6 categories. This laukika pratyaksha is possible with the combination, connection with the help of these 6 they have explained. That is sanyoga sannikarsha, sanyukta samvaya sannikarsha, sanyukta samaveta samvaya sannikarsha, and samaveta samvaya sannikarsha, then visheshena vishesha bhava and samvaya sannikarsha. These 6 are the important sannikarsha. This is almost most of the times asked questions in the Padartha Vijnana. So anyhow you are studying in detail in the Pramanas, the second part paper. So in detail you are studying that also. I think almost Pratyaksha Pramana everyone might have completed in their college. So these all are the explanation even we are studying in the Nyaya Darshana also. So Anumana Pramana, so the same things like yatra yatra dhumaha tatra tatra vannihi, with the help of that linga, lingi, vimarsha, that everything, vyapti, all the sheshavad, purovad, samanata drushta, this classification, everything the same explanation you are studying in the same, how in the Ayurveda also same explanation we are getting. Also Swartha Anumana, Parartha Anumana, also they in detail the explanation we will get here. And Panchavaya Vakya, this is very important one. Panchavayava Vakyas. So that is Pratijna, Hetu, Drishtanta, Upanaya, Nigamana. This is very important, Panchavaya. Even if you go for the next research work and all, no, with the help of these 5 avayava only, you are able to understand you can prove your hypothesis. That's why these 5 are very important. With the help of Panchavaya Vakya only, we can prove our theories. What are the researches we are going to do even in future also. Pratijna is the hypothesis, what we want to prove. Hetu with giving proper reasoning with pramanas. Drishtanta with proper example. Upanaya correlation. You can correlate with the things by giving the proper reasoning with the proper explanation with the example, the comparative what you are explaining. Upanaya. Nigamana conclusion. So with the help of these Hetu, Drishtanta, Upanaya, you are coming to the conclusion that Pratijna what you are postulated is that what I postulated is the correct one. That's why. So in here Panchavaya when you studied, no, they gave the example of Nityaha Purushaha in Stapana of this one. There Purusha is Nitya, is the Pratijna. There you are giving the Hetu. What Hetu you are giving there? Because he is Akrutakatvad. Purusha, because he is Akrutaka, he is not made by anyone. Purusha is Nitya. Hetu is Akrutakatvad. Then after that you are giving example with you have to prove your theory, no, because he is Akrutaka. Then for Akrutakatva, like Akasha is also Akrutaka. That's why Nitya Purusha, he is also Akrutaka. That's why both are the Akash, how it is Nitya, because it is Akrutakatva. The same way Atma is also Nitya, that Purusha is also Nitya because he is also Akrutakatva. So that is Upanayana, the comparison, comparative study you are telling. Nigamana, that's why. So Purushaha Nityaha, that your hypothesis you are proving. In example, in clinical, if you quote, if take a Sandhivata patient, so you are seeing a one patient, Sandhivata patient. There, so you want to prove your Pratijna is patient is suffering with a Sandhivata. This is your Pratijna. Then Hetu, what you are giving? Hetu, the causative factors you have to give. Aharaja, Viharaja, what? So person is taking this Ahara, Vatakara, Ahara, Vihara, which in Sandhivata, what they have told, you have to write that only. Then Drishtanta example, So in Aptopadesha, in Shastra they have given the Sandhivata Lakshana, the pricking pain is there, swelling in the joints like that. So that you have to quote. So the person is suffering with that is example you have to give. Upanaya, then differential diagnosis of the diseases. So whether it is Amavata or Sandhivata, that differential diagnosis, the correlation you can quote here. That is Upanaya it will come. So after comparing, so here there will be no Vrishchikadam Shavat pain, only swelling is there. So patient relieved with the help of oil massage, then we can prove it as the patient is suffering with Sandhivata only. Like that you can explain the even in clinical aspect also. These to prove things you need these 5 avayavas, the important panchavayavakya for essential. So that by the Nyaya Darshana. So that Kevala Vyatireka, Anvaya Vyatireka, all these things are explained by the in under Anumana Pramana. And Vyapti means it is a Sahacharya name of Hetu and Satya. So detailed explanation about Anumana Pramana also you are studying in the Nyaya Darshana. Same way even in we are studying in the Ayurveda. So that Hetuabhasa is also important concept. In detail explanation they explained in the Nyaya Darshana. So Hetuabhasa. Upamana is one more pramana. Upamiti-karanam, upamanam. So this is a sadrishya bhava, they gave importance. So comparative everything. So important. This is accepted as a Swatantra pramana by the Nyaya Darshanakara. And Shabda. Shabda is nothing but the Aptopadesha. Aptopadesha Shabda. The Apta Vachanas are said as the Shabda. The Shabda pramana is nothing but the Aptopadesha. Apta, what he always tells is the Yathartha Jnana only. Because everyone might be familiar in the Charaka Sutrasthana, what we studied, the 11th chapter. Apta, Shishta, Vibhuddha are the with synonyms of the Aptas. So who is devoid of the Raja and Tama, and he whatever the things he is telling, Samshayatmaka. So that's why what all the things they are telling, he is having a Trikala Jnana. Because of these qualities, what all the things explained by the Apta Purusha are called as the Pramanya. So that's why it is a synonym, like Shabda is nothing but the Apta Vachana or Aptopadesha. So these 4 pramanas are very nicely explained in the this. So next comes the Achara Mimamsa or Mula Mimamsa. So that is here also this Moksha Prapti is the main important concept even in Nyaya Darshana also. So Yama, Niyama, Dhana, by following all these things, it helps in the Dukkha Nivritti. This is the concept even explained by the yoga, same things here Nyaya Darshana also will get. For Moksha Prapti, Dukkha Nivaranartha, we have to follow the Yama, Niyama, Dhyana. And Kaya, Vacha, Manas, what are the activities that we have to be very much controlled in that. So that Papika and Punyaka like that. Sorry, there may be some problem with the net connection. So now we are talking about the Mulya Mimamsa or Achara Mimamsa, the third part of the Nyaya Darshana. Here they give Kaya, Vacha and Manasa activities. This will help in understanding the proper Papika and Punyika things. If you understand properly which is good and which is bad, because of our Karma Phala, we are going to get the either Punarjanma or will get the Moksha Prapti. So they gave importance to following the Yama, Niyama, Dhyana also. And Punya Karma is said as the Dharma here. Dharma means doing the good deeds. This is the theory of the Nyaya Darshana. So they explained the Mukti, that is Moksha Marga. And Dukkha Nivritti is called as Apavargaha. Tad Atyanta Vimoksho Apavargaha. They explained as the Tad Atyanta Vimoksho Apavargaha. Atyanta Moksha, Atteika, completely devoid from all the miseries is called as Apavarga. So Atyanta here they stressed about the Janma and Marana. So it is a complete, we should devote ourselves from all the miseries, the attachments, the bondings, what we are running behind them. It is like very much harmful for our goal. So that's why we have to devote ourselves from all those bad things. And Atma, 9 gunas they explained, like Sukha, Dukkha, all depending on the its Vishesha Guna, Dharma, Dharma, all those things they explained here, even in Achara Mimamsa also. The 6 Urmi they call. The Urmi means Klesha Vishesha. Klesha is miseries. So 6 types of Urmi they explained as the Kshuda, Trishna, Moha, Lobha, Shitata, Ushnata. These 6 are called as the 6 Urmis. These are the Kleshadayaka. These will lead to Dukkha Utpatti. So Kshuda and Trishna will harm the prana. Moha and Lobha to Chitta. Then Shitata, Ushnata to Sharira. So totally Chitta, Sharira and Prana, the harmful. These 6 are the called as Urmis, the Kleshadayaka. These 6 Urmis in detail explanation will get in the Nyaya Darshana Achara Mimamsa part. So Dukkha means Sukha Abhava, they call it as a Mukti. From this Dukkha is called as the Moksha or Apavarga. So in the word also they used as a Nishreyasaha. For Moksha they gave one more word as Nishreyasaha. The Moksha they can classify it under as the Apara Nishreyasa and Para Nishreyasaha. So means Apara Nishreyasa, what we studied in Sankhya Darshana, that Jivan Mukti and Videha Mukti. It's the same thing. So Apara Nishraya means that is Jivan Mukti. Usually Para word it is, if you search in a dictionary, it is Shreshta. Apara means Ashreshta, like that. So Apara Nishreyasa. Nishreyasa word is the synonym of Moksha only. Apara Nishreyasa is nothing but the Jivan Mukti. Para Nishreyasa is nothing but the Videha Mukti. So complete we are devoting ourselves from the all the desires bonding. When realization of the truth will take place, when before we die only, that is called as Jivan Mukti. So once after devote of all these activities, when that Atma will leave that body, that is called as Videha Mukti. So Moksha again they explained in under the 2 categories here, Apara and Para Nishreyasaha. For Mukti Marga they said as the Dhyana and the Dharana, the Yoga Upayas, they explained Dhyana, Dharana are the tools for the getting the Moksha. They gave importance to that. Tattva Dhyana is very essential. So these all are the Achara Mimamsa explained by the Nyaya Darshana. So now we understood all the 3 categories of the very detailed explanation will get in the Nyaya Darshana. The same thing, so many things what are explained are almost we think it is we already studied in the Ayurveda itself, like that. So everything is almost same in both the Darshana, Nyaya Darshana and Ayurveda Darshana. Here after understanding the 3 categories, now we have to give importance to the Nyaya and Ayurveda. Comparative you can write like importance of the Nyaya Darshana or significance of the Nyaya Darshana and Ayurveda, like that you may get influence of Nyaya Darshana. For that you can just correlate the things. What are the tattvas you have studied? The pramanas, 4 pramanas same we are accepted even in Ayurveda Darshana, that each tattva is what we studied, the same things again in importance or significance you have to start with the clinical importance, like that you can give here. Few of the things I will just give example. Later what are the tattvas we explained, each and everything you can give in the importance point. The 16 padarthas of the Nyaya are seen in the many context of the Ayurvedic parts. The 16 padarthas you all know that Pramana, Prameya, Chala. So in Vada Margas most of the things we study these only. So in many context of the Ayurveda we will get these 16 padarthas. We may not get all the at one part only, but in different context we are getting all the points what explained in the Nyaya Darshana. And detailed description about Pramana, definitely we are studying in detail explanation same like a Nyaya Darshana only. And 12 prameyas also like Sharira, Atma, Indriya, Mana, all those things same we are also in detailed explanation in different context we are studying all the 12 prameyas are also. And Vada, Siddhanta, Avayava, Hetvabhasa, all those things explained in the Nyaya Darshana, same things we are studying in the Ayurveda also. We accepted Paramanuvada also Karya Karana Siddhanta and Pitarapak also some extent we explained, accepted it. So Apavarga the same, that is Moksha Prapti also we will get a detailed explanation about in the Moksha Prapti in Ayurveda. So in Sharira Sthana when we study, so we will get a detailed explanation about the Moksha. So this is all about Nyaya Darshana. If you have any doubts you can put in the comment box, later we will discuss. Thank you. Have a nice time.